If you ever have a problem with the neighbors bringing their dogs to your yard to poop, here's a surefire way to fix that. Bacon grease. You just take a little bacon grease and you pour on said turds. The same dogs will come back and get them. Heck, they'll get every turd in the yard.
Keeps getting worse for Florida. If you live in Charlotte County, I was just told that they're planning on implementing this. It's a camera that I guess sits on top of the freaking garbage trucks, and it just scans for permits. And if you have an active permit, and oh my gosh, there's a new window on your house, it looks like you might have replaced your roof. Like, what the fuck? So we have flock cameras that watch our every move. We have data centers that are holding the information, and now we have garbage trucks that are watching our homes for permits. What?
Certain states in particular are putting out AI cameras on the side of the road that looks into the big rig. What it's doing is they take pictures inside and they can see what you've got in your lap. Those cameras can see, and it sends back a series of photos back to the troopers, and it quickly identifies if you've got a phone in your hand, if you are you don't have your seatbelt on, if you're distracted. Is it a good thing?
I thought trash was trash, man, but come to find out, these trash cans got cameras in it and they can see what you actually dumping inside the trash. They spying on your trash, man. So I might get a warning for putting greens in the recyclable.
Yesterday's conspiracy theory is today's consumer product. Here's how your Wi-Fi is spying on you. So here's what researchers did. They had a camera and a Wi-Fi router pointed at a room with people inside. The camera showed where the humans were. The router picked up radio signals like sonar. Then they trained an AI to match the patterns. This signal equals this is where the human is. Once the AI learned the pattern, they took away the camera, and the AI could still track people using only radio waves. It could detect human movement, body position, even in the dark, just from Wi-Fi bouncing around the room. Basically, your router is now a camera that sees with radio signals. No lens, no light, just constant surveillance baked into your home. Isn't that amazing?
Well, would you believe? It says Apple sells privacy to consumers, but it's quietly helping police use iPhones for surveillance. All you people out there doing them illegal activities and you texting on your phone, you taking pictures, you sending stuff, they watching you, fam. And everybody else that has information on these cell phones and you want to keep your privacy retained, just be careful, dog, because you can't trust none of this software and this technology in today's era. So be careful of what you're sharing on the internet, and also what are you sharing on these iPhones. Out of control.
Every one of the TVs in your house has a camera on it, guys. Right here. Every TV has a camera here. Some of them have them like right here. Mine happens to be right here. So I am covering it up. Because I don't want anybody looking at me that doesn't have permission. I'm also going to take one of these. Cover all my device cameras. So, see that? We're going to put it right over that. Do this every night before I go to bed so nobody can see what I'm doing. You can just shut this. Feel much better now.
Well, what do the Condor cameras do? They literally are designed to track a person, aren't they?
Not to track a person, no.
This is a flock camera known as a Condor. Unlike the Falcon license plate reader camera, you'll notice this does track the movements of people. Whether or not it was designed to specifically track a person, you can see right now, in real time, no matter which way I move, the camera moves with me. And this video is sent right back to the police department.
To alert you when it sees human movement.
and it will actually acquire and track that person as they walk, or people.
When I walked down the path and I moved, the camera followed me.
There's an object detection feature that you can set up. It's called Guardian Mode, that allows the camera to just know if there's movement from a person in the screen. It is not tracking where you're going to go, where you're going to leave, or you're going to start and stop.
These started popping up weeks after hearing Flock say these only record license plates, they don't take pictures of people. That security researcher, Ben Jordan, found the same Condor camera streaming openly online. No password required.
Most people think they're just a hardware store, but Home Depot is quietly turning into a mass surveillance company. Home Depot uses Flock cameras in its parking lots and shares that data with local police. Those cameras can also connect to a nationwide Flock network. In many states, federal immigration agents reach that network through local police, so Home Depot's promise that it doesn't grant federal access doesn't really protect you. And that's just in the parking lots. Home Depot says in their privacy policy that they collect biometric information, including facial recognition, in-store camera video and audio, and your Wi-Fi activity, as well as your precise location. And of course, it's not just Home Depot. Lowe's runs the same Flock cameras, and one sheriff's office in Texas can tap into them at 173 different Lowe's locations around the country. And like Home Depot, Lowe's uses facial recognition on shoppers too. I used to shop at Home Depot and Lowe's before I knew they were contributing to mass surveillance. Now, before I buy from any company, I use the Conscious app first. It tells you who's really behind the companies you buy from, if they contribute to mass surveillance, and how ethical they really are. The more people who see what big corporations are doing, the harder it gets for them to keep doing things like this quietly.
Whatever you are, whoever you are, I don't know, it might be a secret government facility, it might be Homeland Security, whoever it may be, we all know that our phones are being tracked and hacked, right? Now, my thing is, at least do a better job at hiding your presence when you're listening in on our phones. Like, for example, right? I was just at the park yesterday and I was just walking, listening to some music. And then my music started echoing. I'm like, why is my music echoing in my headphones? That don't even make sense. Like somebody else is listening on the other end of something and they're in some type of like room. So them listening inside of some room, at least put on a headset or something. And another thing too, when you talk to your loved ones, don't sometimes y'all hear an echo as well? That's them listening in. Like, we not slow.
Coming out with cars in 2027 that have all AI surveillance. They're setting this up where one person can run the world because their armies used to get spread out too thin. You're on two fronts and you would lose. So this is what they're doing. Like those fucking cars, man, that don't have a driver. They're going to sell those to people like, oh, yeah, now you can fucking sleep on the way to work. And it's like, yeah, that's also your own police car. Like if they decide to you think you're going to the gym, you said the wrong thing, they're taking you to that fucking alligator island. And there's nothing you can do. Sitting in your sweatpants, Joe. Sitting in your sweatpants.
I've been thinking about, are you going to own robots?
No,
you live long enough, are you going to own robots?
See, that's the mistake, is you think you're going to own it.
The robot's going to own me?
Yeah, that's a surveillance. You're bugging your own house. Everybody, they're doing it with fucking refrigerators.
Oh, no, everybody's bugged in their house.
Yeah, why?
I'm already surveilled all fucking day. They tap my ass. I'm tapped out. I'm fucking tapped. I'm fucking tapped. Everywhere you go, we are tapped for some reason. But yeah, I think we're surveilled. I don't never feel like we're not surveilled. So I don't never say shit that I wouldn't say if there weren't 100 people right in my face.
Take my advice. 2027 is the wrong year to buy a new car. I keep telling y'all, AI is taking over and they just found a new way to watch everything that you do in your car. I told you before, in 2027, every new car that is made is required to have mandatory federal surveillance technology. You heard what I just said? Everything that you do in your car will be watched. They're documenting how you drive. They're documenting who you have in your car. And they're listening to everything that's going on in your car. Oh, you don't believe me, right? Look at this shit. This is a new Infiniti.
Monitor camera, those two red eyes.
Look.
Yep, they're tracking my eyes. But if that wasn't enough for you, There's another camera here watching, and then there's another one
Look at
on
that.
top. They can see everything that you and all of your passengers do.
You know what that means, right? If you are driving too fast, AI will alert the police and let them know. If you are using your handheld device, conversating on your handheld device, AI will detect it, and AI will alert the authorities. And if that same AI thinks that you're a danger, detects if you're not sober by the slightest bit, that vehicle that you're in will automatically turn off. That technology will be constantly monitoring everything that you do. As you've seen in the video, that's through AI cameras. That's through sensors. So basically, you can't do nothing you want to do in your car anymore. Your car is their car. Pay attention.
Brother go through the same thing and you had to coach him through it because you went through it.
Most definitely. This is a story I'm gonna try to keep short, and I'm gonna just give you the facts. I met him about the time I was getting close to pay my truck off, and we was going through the same thing. He was in a lease program, but to make a long story short, he was so close to ending his lease. Things were so tight for him. He wasn't making no money. He put all his stuff in storage. Put his wife on the truck to make everything happen to complete this lease. But the crazy thing about it, he had this maintenance bill concerning his truck, and he went out and got a loan to pay this off, and they didn't want to sell him the truck, and come to find out, he go through all this, they factored in the balloon payment with his lease maintenance program together, combined it together, which I like, hey, wait a minute, that don't sound right. If they combined all this together, that means your contract is over.
Why is that over? Why is that over?
Well, it's over because once they combined the balloon payment with his maintenance account, that means the contract was done. And I told him, your contract's over, it's done, no matter what they say. But it came back to, somehow it got back to them. I think they was eavesdropping on our conversation.
How the heck can they eavesdrop in your conversation? How's that work?
Well, they have this camera deal.
Could driver-facing cameras become a federal requirement for all truck drivers? Well, as crazy as that sounds, this may actually happen. The Trucker Safety Coalition, who is an organization that basically lobbies lawmakers to crack down on, regulations involving the trucking industry, they are currently working with the family members of one of the victims that passed away, unfortunately, in the Calhoun, Georgia I-75 crash. And they are advocating heavily right now for the addition of in-cab cameras for all truck drivers. And for the Trucker Safety Coalition, they've been trying to push this for a while. This is sort of the fuel for their fire that they needed, right? This is the golden ticket for them. They finally have, some family members who are obviously very distraught, and it's a super unfortunate situation. I hate this happened, but they are advocating for this because the Trucker Safety Coalition has manipulated people into believing that that is something that would actually, prevent these wrecks from happening. That's not true. The data has never supported that. But again, this is sort of the fuel for their fire now, and they can actually present this to lawmakers, and they can try to spin this story and say, hey, well, if these guys would have had in-cab cameras, driver-facing cameras, this wouldn't.
By 2027, every new car in America will have an infrared camera pointed at the driver's face, and that's by federal law. Does this leave vulnerabilities for our adversaries to hack American vehicles?
We're going to have cameras in the cars, cameras on the streets, cameras in our homes, data everywhere. I think it'll be harder to break into all that stuff, but at the same time frame, should someone break in, I think the impact's going to be far more than what it used to be in the past. The fact that AI can think, learn, and has total recall and can be trained, it will be the cyber weapon in the future. It's too fast at discovering vulnerabilities. Someone will say, take a look at this application, can you hack it? What used to take us 5 days with 2 smart humans is 5 minutes to 10 minutes with AI. Don't tell your kids to get a computer science degree. It's like learning Latin. No one's going to speak it. The computers are going to do it for us. At Armaden, we want to get our AI attacker to be so good, it's building its next AI attacker. And the unfortunate reality is we have to build it, or the adversary will.
They're watching you through your Wi-Fi now. Xfinity just rolled out something called Wi-Fi Motion, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It tracks movement inside your home using nothing but your Wi-Fi signals. No cameras, no sensors, just your router blasting invisible waves and reading how they bounce off your body. That's not Wi-Fi anymore. That's a radar. You walk across the room,
It knows. You open a door, it knows. You sit still too long, it knows. It's a motion detection through your internet. And the craziest part? It's already built into the router, just waiting to be activated. Most people won't even realize they've installed live surveillance in their own home. Xfinity calls it a feature, but this isn't smart tech. It's a silent wireless tracking system. And once your router can map your movements, you're not just connected, you're monitored constantly. This is how the surveillance state gets in, not with cameras, but with convenience.
I saw a post a while back where they said they were putting cameras in the back of our truck. So I took matters into my own hands and I started to search. And I didn't find any cameras. But what I did find is this tiny little thing that's supposed to detect misloads. And if you stay still long enough, that little running guy that you see on there, he disappears. And if you start moving again, he comes back. So moral of the story is, they're probably watching you, but they're not really watching you. They just have a sensor that detects when you're moving in the back of the truck, or if you just go back there and you do this. Don't be that guy. Do your job. We have enough time to do that on our break. Take me as an example. I post TikToks, but it's always on lunch.
You ever notice that you can kick your door in, but you can't kick your door out? Don't you think if somebody was using their fucking brain, they might turn that son of a bitch around so I could get the fuck out? Also so that they couldn't kick it in. I'm not an engineer or anything. Maybe somebody has a better reason. But if I put a fucking rope to your doorknob and I pull it tight, you're not opening it either. Have you ever thought about why they shaped your door to open the way it does?
Every car will legally be able to scan your face, read your lips, and determine how emotional you are starting 2027. And it won't just be legal to do, but it will be required for all new vehicles starting 2027. Yeah. Ford alone already filed 4 new patents. Okay, one is to read your lips, so they will be able to transcribe everything you say, whether you're in the vehicle or not. 2 will be able to scan your retina to your ID just to verify you are who you say you are. 3 will be able to detect how emotional you are. And then 4, they will be able to gather all that information and determine whether you're allowed to drive your car or not. Yeah. And then simultaneously, we also have manufacturers who are lobbying Congress for all of us to not be able to work on our vehicles' electronics. And then you wonder why all those junkyards just caught fire recently, you know? Anyway, you also have Illinois, who just passed a House Bill 4948 that says if you get 2 speeding tickets in 1 year, they will install a tracking device in your car that will track you for up to 3 years. What the hell is going on? Now, I'm wondering, do you really think all this data they collect of us in our car is just gonna be locked up in our car? Absolutely not. This data is going to be sold to auto insurers, to health insurers, to life insurers, you name it. If you're someone planning on getting a new car in 2027, don't think it's just a new car. No, it's a full-on tracking device.
Y'all, they done passed a law that requires all new cars to spy on the driver. And I'm not lying. Republicans actually passed a law that in 2027, every single one of these new fancy luxury cars that are the only thing available on the market will have technology built into them to spy on the driver. And if the car's AI deems that you are not driving well enough, it will have a kill switch that will turn the car off and leave you stranded. One Republican, Massey, came out and said, this is stupid. How can we even enforce this? Let's say you're with kids and you live in a snowy area and you've been swerving around potholes and massive pieces of ice all day and the car feels like you're swerving, you're driving erratically and decides to shut down. and you got kids in your car. What you supposed to do? It's cold out. Who do you appeal to get your car turned back on? So they haven't figured out the logistics, but they passed the law anyway. So y'all, your new car is not just spying on you, giving your information to the insurance company. Now the car is going to decide whether you're a good driver and if they should turn your car off mid-trip. Y'all have a good day.
What's up, America? Do not buy a new car, because starting 2027, every new car in the United States will be required by law to have tech that puts constant surveillance on the driver. Not only watching you, but listening to your conversations as well. And if the vehicle determines that you're a danger on the road, it will turn your car off. So by 2027, the law states, quote, every new passenger vehicle sold in the United States must include technology that constantly monitors the driver via AI, cameras, and sensors, and can automatically shut down or limit the car if the system decides you're not sober or fit to drive. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is creating new federal motor vehicle safety standards requiring, quote, advanced impaired driving prevention technology powered by AI tools and systems. They state that the technology must now passively monitor the driver at all times. If the system detects a problem, it can prevent the car from starting or limit its speed and operation while driving. So let's say you're not fucked up and you just decide to close your eyes and stretch. Does it think you're fucked up and it'll stop the vehicle while you're driving? The law states that this is not a remote government kill switch, but the decision happens on board via AI and sensors. So basically, whatever technology they put in there, it's a government kill switch. Now, older cars obviously will be unaffected, but cars 2027 or after will all have this shit. So a lot of people say that this is government overreach, and later on, these tools will be used against the average driver, especially if it taps into your conversations and the government gets a hold of those conversations and finds out what you're talking about politically. Or at least that's the fear coming up in the future. Now you might understand why data centers are going up all over the fucking country, everywhere. Because everything you do is going to be monitored coming up here. Every single thing.
Check this out. Someone just open sourced a software that lets you see through walls while using your own Wi-Fi signals. No cameras, no infrared, just pure radio waves. It's an open source project, meaning anyone can get it, called RuView, and it was just published on GitHub. It literally turns standard everyday Wi-Fi signals into a low-cost radar system. It uses AI models to analyze something called channel state information. You see, every time a Wi-Fi signal bounces around a room, your body subtly changes those signals because humans are mostly made of water. The AI studies these tiny disturbances and translates them into real-time 3D mapping, meaning they know exactly where you're standing and what you're doing. But it gets even crazier than that. The software doesn't just track your movement. The AI can actually isolate the rhythmic movement of your chest and read your breathing rate and track your heart rate from anywhere. It could be an incredible tool for things like elderly care and search and rescue, but it also means our physical privacy is entirely up for grabs. Would you trust this technology to be inside your house without you knowing?
Is your TV listening and watching you?
Watching and listening to you.
But we getting rid of TVs, man. Look at this ass Vietnamese, Chinese looking man sitting there. He in some type of studio or something, dog. With the headphone, and this nigga is live right now. This live feed. This nigga live right now. Sitting here watching the nigga, bro, while a nigga sleep, bro.
I don't think we were supposed to watch television and take on all the problems of the world. I don't think the body's equipped for that. You know, there should be just a day the TV just goes off. Maybe a week the TV just goes off. What's so bad about that?
Disney and Google bought the rights to the first King James Bible, and they're already changing. They're already changing it.
Number 4, know you heard this before. Never get high on your own supply. Number 5, never sell no that's where you rest at. I don't care if they want an ounce, tell them bounce. Number 6, that got credit, get it. You think it's paying you back, forget it. 7, this rule is so underrated. Keep your family and business completely separated. Money and blood don't mix like two and no. Find yourself in serious shit. I got 2.
TV watching and listening to you. New smart TVs with internet connections able to transmit your private conversations.
So one of the things that we were able to do with the smart TV platform was actually abuse the browser to the extent that we could actually gain access to the camera that's built into the TV. Right. And so what we can prove here is that with a little bit of extra code, we can turn the camera on in your browser.
Wow.
And while this is evident to you right here because we've designed it that way, this is something that we can do invisibly and actually have the camera running behind the web page that you're looking at.
So what this means is I could be sitting here watching TV from my bedroom, and you could be anywhere in the world looking at this image of me watching.
Yep, I could be sitting on a laptop in a cafe in Paris, and as long as I have a network connection, I'd be able to get into your TV and access the camera.
The kind of scary things about it is that it doesn't actually give any indication that the camera's on, and there is no little LED that shows up when the camera's on. So it could actually be watching you and you never even know.
Now, you've heard about malware and spyware, but let me tell you about Pegasus. Pegasus is the next level. Pegasus is the stuff that you would expect to see in a science fiction movie. This isn't an attachment that you accidentally download from a shady email. You don't got to click anything at all. And that's why it's called a zero-click exploit. That means they can infect your phone just by sending you a message, and you don't even have to touch it or open it. And once Pegasus is in your device, it can record your calls, activate your mic and your camera silently in the background. It can track your GPS position in real time, and it can even copy every password in your keychain, every text, every file, without you knowing about it. And this is real. It's already been used on journalists, lawyers, political dissidents, and even normal private citizens, and it's all without a warrant. And the kicker is, it can even survive a factory reset. So that means once they've got you, you may never be able to get it out. So if you think your phone is compromised, Pegasus is your worst nightmare and the worst case scenario. Turning your phone off might not even stop it, and sometimes even security patches can't stop it. So if you want to know more about Pegasus, if it might be on your device, and what you can do if you think it is on your device, follow me for more. Until next time, stay safe, stay clean, and stay up.
Oh hell, this is terrifying, and it might be time to go back to like wired connections. So apparently your Wi-Fi router, okay, is like sending all those signals around the house and bouncing off of everything. And they taught AI to use that information to completely map you and like all your surroundings. So if you look real quick, it's like that the very top one was with a camera and the Wi-Fi, and then they used the radio signals coming out of the Wi-Fi and then took away the actual camera, and then watch what it shows over on this side whenever he pins over. So it's basically they took away the cameras and it just sent in the data of where the people were, what they were doing, and everything. And apparently it's always watching us.
Cities are starting to put AI cameras on recycling trucks. What are they up to, and what does that mean for you? If you didn't know, cities around the country are accepting grants to install AI cameras and software in their recycling trucks. These are just smaller pilot programs to test a bigger initiative. What's the goal of the pilot program? Well, it's to catch people breaking recycling rules and hopefully change their behavior, but it's raising the eyebrows of some privacy advocates. So why are people worried? Well, these AI programs can identify trash with 99% accuracy, as well as have GPS on the trucks to identify which houses are the offenders. But what people are really worried about are these cameras potentially being used to see what people buy, consume, or read. But cities say these are not for spying, but for helping clean up the recycling issues. And here's where it's getting really spicy. Cities in this pilot program are sending out postcards to people showing images of their trash mixed in their recyclables. Imagine you get a postcard with things in there that you don't want other people to see, but it's just laying around. I think a simple solve is cities starting to partner with apps to help people police themselves. There are apps out there that you can scan your trash or items to tell you whether it's recyclable or not. So what do you think? Is this a great way to change people's behaviors around recycling, or is this a step too far into private lives? Let me know your thoughts in the comments and follow for more AI news, trends, and tutorials.
Your tax dollars just bought something the government doesn't want you to know about. Texas quietly spent $4.5 million on 4 Chevy Tahoes, not armored vehicles, not SWAT trucks, 4 SUVs, over $1 million each. And what they really are is mobile surveillance platforms. They come equipped with technology from the Israeli company Cognite that impersonates cell towers. So your phone connects automatically, and investigators can identify and locate any device in the area, as well as pull data from it. So now your phone doesn't have to belong to a suspect, it just has to be near the vehicle. Now Texas isn't alone. New York bought it, Florida bought it, New Mexico bought it, and that's just what's public. Nobody voted for a nationwide surveillance network. It was approved one purchase order at a time and paid for with your tax dollars. So the next time you drive past a Tahoe, your phone might already be connected.
So I just found out that my vehicle has been sending my driving data to my insurance company. Yeah. Without my consent, by the way. Now, General Motors has been sued for this and lost, but I drive a Ford, and I'm going to show you how to turn this off in your vehicle if you drive an F-150 like I do. So if you drive a Ford F-150 and you have this screen, you go to your settings, and then you hit connectivity, right? And then connected vehicle features, you want to hit that, and then right down here, share driving data. This is where they collect all your driving data, your habits, and everything else, and share it with whoever. Mainly your insurance company, so they can charge you more money. Turn that off. That's it. Done. Now, I may have opted into this or something without knowing it, but if you have a vehicle that is or can be connected to Wi-Fi, and you don't want them sharing your driver data, you might want to check out how to turn that off. Thanks!
Interesting things that we are exploring right now with AI. Code has already looked at a software that will put cameras on trash trucks that drive up and down every single street. And that software has the ability to identify bad roofs, broken windows. We could easily, if we deploy this, we could look at saying, tell us when there's construction material at the curb. Because if someone's got an entire tub and a kitchen at their curb, it's likely they're doing a remodel that needs a permit. So we're not there yet. We've demoed it and we've looked at it. The issue then becomes, well, what if we get 3,000 of them a week? Then we don't even have a manpower issue to resolve. So we're exploring how and to best deploy it, figuring out what the costs are. But there are some very unique and innovative AI software tools that are coming out to help code with some of these issues. What about like having your eyes on the people that are customers? Sorry.
There are vans driving around your city right now that can literally see through your walls and no one told you. They're called backscatter vans, and yes, they're real. These unmarked police vehicles are equipped with mobile X-ray scanners that can see through buildings, car doors, and even into your home from the street. You won't hear them, you won't know they're there, and they don't need a warrant. This isn't science fiction. These vans have been used in major cities like New York, Miami, and Los Angeles. The technology was originally designed for the military to detect explosives overseas. Now it's being used here on civilians with almost zero oversight. The vans fire bursts of ionizing radiation, the same kind used in TSA body scanners. But this radiation is mobile, more focused, and aimed straight through solid objects. No law requires police to inform the public. No study confirms it's safe, and there's no limit on who or what they scan. Privacy groups have warned for years this is warrantless surveillance on wheels. Your car, your home, your body, all exposed to invisible scans.
We have flock cameras on intersections, license plate readers, we have the PTZ, you have the drones that can be deployed. Now we have municipal leaders talking about installing flock cameras on the back of garbage trucks.
Very interesting things that we are exploring right now with AI. Code has already looked at a software that will put cameras on trash trucks that drive up and down every single street. And that software has the ability to identify bad roofs, broken windows. We could easily, if we deploy this, we could look at saying, tell us when there's construction material at the curb. Because if someone's got an entire tub and a kitchen at their curb, it's likely they're doing a remodel that needs a permit. So we're not there yet. We've demoed it and we've looked at it. The issue then becomes, well, what if we get 3,000 of them a week? Then we don't even have a manpower issue to resolve. So we're exploring how and to best deploy it.
His main complaint is what happens if we have too many of those issues. We're not going to have the manpower. This is the problem with having cameras all over the place. You create so much data spying on people that you do not know how to make sense of that data. And this is where AI comes in. AI is making sense of all of that big data, organizing all that big data, connecting that big data together to map what people do, why they do it, in order to understand how you think. How long do you think it's going to take once those cameras are installed on the back of all the garbage trucks in your city for a municipal official to say, hey, we're seeing so many people breaking the law left, right, and center, not asking for permits, not fixing their roof, whatever the problem might be. How long do you think it's going to take for Flock to tell them, hey, you don't even need to worry about this. We will send those tickets for you. Let's allow an AI agent trained and given the power to automatically respond to certain events and then start sending them tickets automatically by the mail. Forget the mail. How long before those tickets are added to your taxes at the end of the year? How long before that money's taken right out of your account? Do you understand the slippery slope that these type of individuals are creating?
On May the 6th, I woke up to a message from my dispatcher. The first message was, afternoon, could you give me a call when you have a chance, please? And then the other message, an hour after that one, was just going to ask you if you had thought at all about getting into TNT training. So whenever I woke up, and I seen both of the messages, and the last message, I was like, okay, I don't got to call him because I guess that's what he was, wanting to talk to me about. But as soon as I had sent that response that, I wasn't interested in training, he called me. And, he was like, I got your message about training, but there's something else I wanted to ask you. I'm like, what you want to ask me? Y'all know whenever you your boss or your fleet manager or anything call, you automatically think you're in trouble. I'm like, I ain't did nothing. I ain't got no critical events or nothing. He was like, I'm not sure if you're aware of the topic that's going on the social media about the cameras and stuff. I was like, yeah, I'm hearing some things, just still trying to act like I don't know what's going on. He was like, basically, with that being said, I wanted to ask, would you like to volunteer to get a camera put in your truck? I was like, what? Do I want to volunteer myself to get a camera put in my truck? Like right now, it's me talking about this. I can't believe he just came out and asked me that. So I asked him, I said, what make you ask me that? He was like, I feel like you would be a good fit. He was like, we got a few people that's done volunteered, and I think he said nobody from his fleet has volunteered, so he's trying to get some people.
Can somebody tell me why would the Texas State Troopers spend $4.5 million on 4 brand new Chevy Tahoes? And why would this law enforcement agency spend that price on those vehicles? Because they're equipped with technology out of Israel, a certain technology that is used for surveillance. Now, my question is, doesn't it take a warrant in Texas to intercept cell phone data? So if these vehicles are going to be used to intercept cell phone data, please tell me how does one do that without a warrant? $4.5 million. Makes sense, but you guys better be hauling in some big time criminals with that. I'm out.
This is the most controversial car technology that's coming faster than you may think. It is the kill switch debate. And I'm going to explain it in the real battle behind the headlines. So the most controversial question surrounding future diver monitoring technology, it is not about the cameras, it's about control. So some critics warn that modern vehicles could move towards future technology that can override human decision, vehicle operation, and make a trip stop from happening all. And this usually comes from the statements about kill switches. So the headlines usually use this term broadly, and it's basically about proposals that are focusing on detecting impairment, not necessarily remotely shutting down moving vehicles. The safety experts agree that suddenly disabling a vehicle on a highway could create obvious dangers, yet the questions still remain. Could a vehicle refuse to start? Could it refuse to restart? Could the vehicle be override during emergency situation? What about the data that's being collected? Could it go to insurers, manufacturers, law enforcement? Third parties can gain access to this information? What if it makes a mistake? Then who is responsible? So it's not about the technology, it's more about the privacy, autonomy, safety, and just the role of artificial intelligence in everyday life. So supporters really believe that these systems could actually prevent thousands of deaths, but the critics obviously worry about the unprecedented levels of monitoring and control. The technology is coming, but the real question is, society ready for the trade-offs that come with it? Let me know how you feel about it in the comments. And follow me for more insane videos.
That Ring camera at your front door, it just became a part of a nationwide police surveillance network, and you probably didn't even know about it. Here's what's going down and why privacy experts are freaking out right now. So Ring and Flock Safety, which are 2 of the largest camera networks in the United States, have officially partnered. And this isn't just a small feature update, guys. This links millions of home cameras with thousands of law enforcement agencies. Here's how it works. So police departments are using Flock's system, and they can now send direct evidence requests through Ring's Neighbors app. You've probably seen that. They type in the case ID, the exact time window of what happened, and then they drop a map pin on the area that they want footage from, and every Ring user in that zone gets a notification. And with one tap, your doorbell footage can be forwarded straight into Flock OS or Flock Nova, the same investigative platform that cops already use to track cars through license plate readers and automatic license plate reader hits. So this basically turns neighborhoods into on-demand evidence networks, so to speak. So now Ring says it's voluntary. You have to choose whether to share your footage, but privacy groups are saying that this is where things get very messy, because now you've got Flock's road level tracking that tracks you on the road, right? And it's combined with Ring's front door surveillance. And this all feeds into the same police pipeline. Critics call it warrantless by consent, and they're saying social pressure or the fear of looking uncooperative with the police could push people to hand over their footage without realizing the long-term privacy implications of it. And once that pipeline exists, it tends to expand. This all started rolling out after the announcement in October of this year, and over the next few months, it'll be integrated into Flock platforms nationwide. So if you've got a Ring doorbell camera, or if you live in a Flock-covered neighborhood, like a HOA, understand something. Your cameras are no longer just for your house. They are now part of a big, big system. And if you want to break down on how to lock down your settings so your footage stays more private, let me know and I'll make a part 2.